Ladies and gentlemen, I am SidAlpha. As many of you are no doubt aware, thanks to the generous visibility shed on this deplorable action by Jafstuk, formerly known as Dentola Studios, and F1N, I recently suffered a DMCA strike on my channel in a blatant and illegal action in order to attempt to silence me from spreading the information about Jafstuk's asset flip titles that they have been attempting to get squeezed through Greenlight before it shutters its doors for good. And for those of you who have not heard about this, allow me a brief moment of self-indulgence as I fill you in on what I've been missing out on. On February 7th, I released a video entitled The Dentola Studios Debacle, a SidAlpha Steam Greenlight Discussion, and in spite of the extraneous cursing and the unnecessarily long title, it served fairly well to help illuminate a horrendously amoral asset flipper that had decided to post 6 titles onto Steam's Greenlight system all on the same day. In actuality, I was incorrect in that video. It was indeed 11 titles that had gotten posted, but only 6 of those 11 remained by the time I had happened upon our entrepreneurial little asset flipper, and so I naturally reported on those 6, even to the point of showcasing the original Unity assets and posting links in the description for citation and visibility. What happened then was an unfortunate conflagration where Jafstuk, as he is calling himself now, began rapidly deleting any and all negative criticism from his Greenlight page, including repeated postings by myself decrying his actions. In fact, it became a sort of a game for a while, as he didn't seem to be actually banning anyone, so I took it upon myself to continue reposting links to the videos in an effort to keep the poor sod playing whack-a-mole with his comments section until I got bored. Now, I was about to move on, knowing that there were others that were more than willing to keep people informed and away from the Greenlight page, and so I was actually prepared to just go on and do a review, do another video. That is, until I was informed by a commenter on the video in question that Dentola Studios was changing the namespace on his Greenlight page so as to render the link in my video useless. Also, thanks to commenters, once he tried that a few times, I posted a link that contained the numerical value for his account, which meant he could change his page name all he wanted, and it would do precisely fuck all. Realizing that, he changed his name to F1N and issued a DMCA strike on my video in a ham-handed attempt to shut me up. Except that sure as fuck backfired on you, didn't it, Dentola, F1N, Jafstuk, whatever the hell you're calling yourself. Because I'm not one to give in or give up. I posted a video in reaction to this cowardly act and put out a call for my viewers to spread the word. In addition to that, I sent out messages to a plethora of YouTubers in an attempt to shed some light on this particular issue, understanding that most likely my lonely and pitiful cries in the dark would go unheard and unanswered by anyone with a voice loud enough to make someone other than the 2,300 people subscribed to my channel sit up and take notice. I hunkered down in order to suffer through the long wait, contemplating my next course of action. And then I'd heard that Jim Sterling had tweeted about my video, and a faint glimmer of hope began to burn within my chest. A dim one, but its presence lingered, reminding me that I'm not a quitter. I am a fighter. Then I saw that Total Biscuit had also tweeted about my reaction video, and he'd commented on my video as well. And after I'd finished acting in a most undignified and unprofessional manner that might be termed geeking out by the untrained observer, I went to bed feeling that small ember of hope beginning to spark into a small flame, warming my insides and allowing me to rest easy for a time, certain that someone had at least heard me. Then, the following morning, I woke up to the live sub-counter on my channel flipping around faster than a motorized turnstile, and comments flooded in, all stating, "Jim Sterling sent me." That flood of support and hope overwhelmed me for a long few minutes as I watched in stark disbelief a video by Jim Sterling, talking about me, SidAlpha, playing out before my eyes. I admit I actually got a little misty for a bit. I did. I'm not a complete emotionless monster in spite of how I might seem. Inside this metal chest there is actually a heart, and it did indeed grow 3 sizes that day. As subscribers poured in and the Streisand effect went into full swing, and it is very true that Dentola Studios fully fucked himself then and there. You see, before the DMCA, a few hundred people would have seen that video. No big harm or loss. Now, thanks to his pathetic, simple-minded attempt to silence me from speaking the truth, over 53,000 people have seen him for what he is. There are even some people that say that I should thank the little shitehawk asset flipper because without him, I never would have gotten this explosion of viewers, and they're right in that regard, but it's even more than that. Now, what he has done and what he is continuing to do with vote botting Oh, yeah, did I mention he's using vote botting to try and force his way through green light? I wonder if anyone from Steam has anything to say about that. Wink, wink, nod, nod. Anyways, what he has done is continuing to do is to be one of the biggest piles of dirtbag shit on the internet. And this DMCA strike isn't a toy, my dear boy. It most certainly is not. It is indeed a legal action, and filing a spurious claim, while not nearly digital homicide levels of shitty, is still a crime. It is perjury in the U.S., and while I know the laws are different over in Russia... Oh yeah, by the way, YouTube sent me your personal info as well, you dumb shit, so I have your name, address, phone number, and email as well. I know the laws may be different over in Russia, but I am sorely tempted to seek out legal counsel and pursue this all the way. What you did is the internet version of walking over and shitting on my lawn, staring at me all the while, knowing that I am tied to a chair and unable to stop you. Because that's the crap system that is the YouTube DMCA. Any moron with an email address can have a video pulled down at a moment's notice. But it's a crime, and one that is leveraged against critics and other content creators far too often. And the whole reason why it happens so often is because YouTubers all have been either too poor to be able to pursue legal action, or have been too kind-hearted, or just unwilling to waste the time for something that would cost more money and effort than would be worth a purely moral victory in their eyes. Except I feel full well that someone needs to be made an example of. The problem is, in all reality, it won't be me, strictly because it does cost a great deal of money, and I most likely would not be able to afford it. So what I can do instead is to make certain that as many people in the world know about your actions. But at the same time, I suppose I do owe you a bit of thanks. You reminded me how effective I can argue my points exceptionally well when I am not angry. You reminded me that to lose control is to lose the battle. You made my channel better through my finding my calm, cold center, and you brought over 10,000 new subscribers to my channel. You brought a community to me, a community already steadfastly and diametrically opposed to people like you. So thank you again for being the absolute pile of shit that you are, because you reminded me what I am fighting against and what I'm fighting for. I'd promised once that I would rather burn my channel to the ground than compromise my beliefs or my morals. I've stood by those words in recent days, and I've lived up to the standards set for my channel. What do you stand for? Nothing that I can see. You stand for greed. You stand for lies and pathetic attempts to hide from the consequences of your own actions. But I'm still here, and I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. And a brief note to anyone watching my channel for the first time, please do subscribe. Strike back against people like Jeff Stook here and support a channel that will always hope to continue earning your support. Ladies and gentlemen, I am SidAlpha, and I will see you next time.